Hello Internet, and welcome to this quick video on electrolysis in an aqueous solution, sort of a part 2 to my previous video on electrolysis. Now, this is perfect for GCSE Science. However, if you do not have a competent basic knowledge of electrolysis, which is separating with electricity, before watching this video, you will struggle to understand. So I do recommend watching the other video on just electrolysis first. Now, moving straight on to the concept. In aqueous solutions, there will always be hydrogen ions as H+, and hydroxide ions as OH-. Now, at our cathode here, which is our negative electrode, if there are H+ ions present, which will be in an aqueous solution, hydrogen gas will produce if the metal ions form an element more reactive than hydrogen. So, as we can see, our reactivity series over here in the upper right, all of those metals above hydrogen, such as lead, iron, zinc, etc., if those are the ones in the solution, then hydrogen will form. However, the likes that are below, copper, mercury, silver, and gold, will form instead of hydrogen if they are our metals in the solution. Over at our positive anode, we can say that if OH- ions are present, which they will be in an aqueous solution, only halide ions, which are chlorine, bromine, and iodine, will form. Otherwise, the OH- ions are discharged and oxygen is formed, generally as little bubbles. Again, it will only form chlorine, bromine, or iodine. Otherwise, oxygen is going to form. Moving on to an example. A solution of copper 2 sulfate will contain 4 different ions. As we see that it's a solution, we know that it's going to have H+ and OH- ions because these are the water ions. On top of this, we also have Cu2+ and SO4 2- ions. Now, at our negative cathode, we can say the copper metal formed from those Cu2+ ions is less reactive than hydrogen, so produced at the cathode. We can back this up with our reactivity series over here on the right, where we see that copper is below hydrogen. Seeing as it is below hydrogen, hydrogen is not going to form and copper is. The copper metal will coat the cathode. On our positive anode, there are no halide ions present, so no bromine, no chlorine, and no iodine. So at this anode, oxygen is going to form, which will be seen as small bubbles. Our half equations for these, we're going to have Cu2+ plus 2E-, where E- are our electrons, as we are gaining electrons, and the copper is being reduced back to its elemental form, which was then going to form Cu. And our half equation on the right hand side here is going to be 4OH- going to O2 plus 2H2O plus 4E-. Now, we can see here that there are a few numbers in there and in front, and that is because it is balanced. I will have a video up soon explaining in full detail how half equations work. A few things you may need to know is how to test for gaseous products. So, for instance, chlorine will bleach damp litmus paper. Hydrogen makes a squeaky pop with a lit splint, and oxygen will relate a glowing splint.